Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to SlopeClub. It's time for another album discussion. You know how it be. If this is your first time, I guess we should explain. We get together, pick an album by an idol group. You listen to it and then talk about it. That's pretty much it. Some of these albums completely new to us. Some aren't. Some of us have heard of these groups before. Some haven't. And so on and so stuff like that. Anyway, I'm Boy. What's good? With me this episode, no longer adolescents, Josh and RJ. What's up?
Long time ago.
Anyway, this episode, we're going to talk about Yumemiru Adolescence's best album, 5. Yes, this is a best album. Our first, I guess, technically.
Our first official best album.
Talking about that we covered, that we listened to. It's called 5 because that was the number of members they had back then when they released this album.
But they didn't even have 5 when they released it.
Oh, that's true. We'll get to that in a bit. But first, quickly about Yumemiru. They were formed in 2012, originally with 6. I think like the most well-known lineup is the 5 that's in like the 5 in this album.
Easily.
They're all gone, right? So the current Yumemiru are 4 members who are not original members.
I don't even recognize them.
Yeah, some were added very recently. Some others were like in the crossover.
There's like 8 of them now.
Really?
Yeah, there's like 8 members now. They just added 4 members at the end of last year.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Like literally last month from this recording, they added 4 members.
Damn. Okay. So now they are 8. But yeah, the original members, they were like teen fashion models. Like some were models for Pop Teen and stuff like that. Those kind of magazines. So they brought together these girls, made them an idol group. And so the 5 are the most well known.
Yes, this is how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Yeah, and they are the ones in this album. It's called 5, obviously. This is released 2017, and it features all their major label singles up to the point of release. Right, so, and I think before they went major, they released like
4? I think 4 singles, 3 or 4.
Yeah, they cover kind of a wide range of sounds and genres.
It's kind of why we chose them for this week, because we had our like 3 or 4 previous ones, were all kind of very genre or, kind of niche sounds or whatever. So we're like, let's kind of do something more traditional idol, something that covers either something super bubblegum pop, idol pop, or something that covers a huge range like idols do.
And yeah, this one covers a good amount of that, and I think that is their strength. One of their strengths as like an idol group, they work with a bunch of different bands and artists, producers, and then this one showcases that very much, obviously, because it's like, all their major label singles, right? And so you get names like Scrambles, they work with whack groups a lot, and Minmi, and like Kawatani Enon, right? And Okamoto's Miss Green Apple. If you follow JPop at all, you probably heard of some of these names. And so it's pretty cool to see him work with idols. So yeah, have you guys, obviously RJ knows Yumemiru. Josh, are you familiar at all with Yumemiru Adolescence?
I was just sitting back and letting you guys talk about this because I know them by name and I've heard a couple of their songs, but I haven't really dug into the group as much as you two sound like you have.
I would say pretty much after this came out, maybe 1 or 2 more singles after this, Boy and I probably fell off the Yumemiru train. All of our favorite members graduated.
Oh, okay.
When they announced the best album, there were 5 because that's what their most well-known lineup. But literally, like 2 months before they released this album, one of them graduated. She was like, "I'm out, peace." And it was like a controversial kind of graduation too. She was like, "I'm out, I'm leaving the group." And then one of the other girls went on like this like 9-month hiatus and shit, which I think was Boys Oshi.
Yeah, my Oshi.
Kobayashi Rei. She like went on this long hiatus. So like I went to see them when they were promoting this, like right when it came out, I was in Japan. So I went to go see them and stuff. So I got to do like a free live and like class and stuff for this album. And so it's called Five, and they're like pimping it up, like, oh, you have 5, the 5 members, blah, blah, blah. There's only 3 of them there performing.
But hey, at least the check is worth $5, like, right? Maybe?
I don't even remember how much that was. This was fucking 4 years ago now. But one of the things, though, was like before the performance, they were like, oh, everybody wish, Kobayashi-san a speedy recovery. Let's hope everything goes well and she comes back soon and da-da-da. When they talked about Yamada Akari, they were just like, yeah, let's not really talk about her. We wish her the best, but we're not really going to go too deep.
Like, supposedly
what the fuck happened, dude?
She had like a boyfriend the whole time or some shit like that, or for a long time. And then she like talks shit about the Wodas, call it like, she's like, oh man, they're gross or whatever, some shit like that. It's like, oh no. And like it was found or it got leaked or something, rumors spread or something like that. And so instead of having like,
Okay, I've heard of this, but I don't know who or what group it was of like some person did it.
I just remember this MC because I think it was Kyoka who did it, and she was like, oh, we wish her the best, but what she did kind of wasn't cool. And that's like all we're really going to say about it. And it was like, damn, all right. Even bring it up, dude. Just fucking go into this performance. Let's go.
Yeah, and so, kind of after this, I kind of fell off the train. I mean, like, my Oshi was on hiatus for a long time, but I did kind of get back into them after she came back.
Yeah, like, I still listen to some songs here and there. Like, I think I remember Exceed. I remember Exceed being pretty cool.
Oh, I think I've heard that.
Single that came out after this album and stuff. But, like, the last couple years, I would say the last at least 2 years, I haven't really paid attention to them. I don't even think they've really been releasing stuff.
They like added new members, right? And they were like 7 members at one point. And I checked out like a single or two.
Yeah, I think we watched a PV on the show and we were like, yo, we don't recognize any of these girls. Like, who are these girls? What is this group? Thought this was Yumeado, dude.
It's just kind of what happens, right? When like whole generational change type of thing with the members. So, this is the 5, the most well-known lineup.
So, Josh, since you're new to Yumeado, how did you feel about this album?
I actually enjoy this album a lot.
Right on. Yeah.
I've heard, like I said before, of some of their songs. Really fun vibe to them. Very much idol energy. And I think this just screams it out loud.
Out loud. So what was your favorite song, Josh?
I think right now my favorite is Oshiete Schrödinger.
Schrödinger. That's a good one.
The grooviness to it, and plus the guitar being added in there, and that being groovy too.
Yeah.
Just like, it feels so good.
Like the intro with that, like adds so much of like this mystery.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
you hear you're like,
oh,
what is guitar?
But then it goes into like a disco funk song. And you're like, oh shit, I'm down with that too. Let's go.
Yeah, there's like a lot of calmness, but then like energy in it. It's like a lot of peaks and valleys, which I really like. And it even has like little builds in it, but they're like staggered. So like they go up and then down and then back up. And I think it's a really interesting thing to do. And there's a guitar solo part and it goes with the vocals. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of this song is the disco part. The ooh-ha parts,
Yeah, I really like it a lot too. Man, the disco funk, of course, if you've been watching us long enough, me and Boy especially really get down with the disco funk. It's just really dancey and funky, and it borrows a lot from a lot of different kind of like disco vibes. There's a lot of stuff going on. You have like that Elton John style piano going on in the background, but then you have like this really forward, like a buzzy bass that's just walking all over the place. You have the strings, and like Josh said, dude, the guitar solo is pretty sick. So it just all works really well together, and it's just really nice.
I like how it has these different sections, and then when it moves from one to the next, you're kind of like, oh, like oh.
And I feel like that does it a lot in this album, like with other songs too. It just like kind of twists on you a little, but like in a pleasing way. It doesn't like it's not like a sharp turn.
It's not jarring, right? Yeah.
All right, how about you guys? Since you guys are experts in this album, Let me know one of your favorites.
I think RJ knows already. My favorites are the Minmi produced songs. So Leadership, which is let's see, what's it called? Love for You, which is the 9th single, and then Leadership, which is the coupling track to that song.
Yeah.
Those two are my favorite Yumemiru songs. I remember that single coming out, and I was just like super hyped because they work with Minmi, who's like a pretty big reggae artist in Japan, and you know she incorporates a lot of like Caribbean style music, right? Because it's all like around that region, right? All those rhythm sections where it's all like super bouncy and groovy and stuff like that. And then,
I feel like you can really feel the Minmi on Love for You, because it's like the rally song, you know, it's the towel swinging, the reggae feel. It's got the good call and response for the live show.
Yeah, the hey, love for you, hey.
You just swing your towel, or you just go. The only thing I don't really like about Love for You is the little hip hop breakdown.
Oh yeah,
it's a little Japanese, jarring. Like, yeah, it's a little jarring for me. So that's the only thing I don't really dig about Love for You.
Yeah, so I think for that same reason, Leadership kind of is a little bit like ahead of Love for You, but I still really like Love for You. I really like how it builds up, and then when it gets to that towel twirling part, it's really good. Just full on like island hike vibes. A lot of fun. With all these like reggae dancehall type rhythms. So yeah. And then Leadership is it slaps. I don't know, man. I really like this song.
Leadership is it's it's a little sultry, sexy, you know.
Yeah, it's
got that electro bossa style going on in it.
Yeah. Right. It also takes a bit to build up, right? It's like really mellow in the verse parts, and then it like slowly builds up to like the beats, and it's like sexy leadership. And you're like, let's go.
Imagine at a concert, just everyone just going along with it.
Yeah, it's so good. There's a lot of like catchy hooks too.
Yeah, I think the verse is really nice. I like that kind of slow build. It's kind of like, you're just kind of listening, and then the chorus comes in really catchy. You got that hype build on the hook that leads up to the bodacious horns that do. And then, and then it's all they have to say is sexy leadership. You're like right into it.
It breaks it up just enough. So you're like, yeah. So.
Yeah. It's a very hooky song though. Like you could, if you want, there's like 4 or 5 different hooks you could count on this song. So in that sense, it's really well done. It's a really well produced track in that sense, especially for an idol group, because you want something catchy like that.
Song aside, the music video is like one of their best ones too.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah, it is. It has like this like slanted thing, and they're playing with the gravity and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the one, right? Or it's all they're all on the yeah.
So they're like in this 45-degree like room, but in the final product that the camera, they turn the camera. Yeah, so it looks straight, but like they're actually like leaning this way.
So like if you go like after this, if you go watch it on YouTube, like right after the PV ends, there's like a little short behind the scenes where they show them filming it, and they're all slanted and shit. They're like, oh man, it's so hard to dance in this or whatever. We gotta walk on this slant and stuff. I remember that shit.
Those two, Minmi, thank you. Putting out some bops for Yumemiru, dude.
My favorite track, and I don't know where this comes from. Boy knows. My favorite track is actually Rainbow Rain.
Oh. I want to say it's like the only original track in this.
It's an original track for this, isn't it? Because I can't recall where it's from.
Yeah, same. It was part of like a drama or something.
Yeah, maybe if one of us digs out the album, we can look at the liner notes or something. But I like this so much because it's it's a vocal trance big room house song, dude. And again, if you've been watching us long enough, me and Boy fuck with that hard in high school. That was our shit, dude. Digitally imported. Come on.
Oh, so yeah,
I just like love everything about this track. It's just so well done. Like it has the really soft vocals on the verse, and then it has like that hype build into the chorus that just has that big room sweep where you got your headphones on and it's just wait for it, and then it just goes right. It's the big room sweep.
Like soaring, flying.
Yeah, when the chorus comes in, there's like these nice little synth flourishes underneath everything. The bridges have that nice synth melody that comes in that reminds me of like Transatlantic and shit like that. And then the second verse switches it up, kind of brings it down. And then at the end, like, it all kind of piles together to just make this really cool track. The vocoder, obviously, you know, some people will be like, well, you know, if they can't sing, don't, you know, blah, blah,
No, but
blah.
this is stylized. It isn't
But
like
on
they're
this
trying
kind
to
of
like.
track, that's what vocoder's for. That's what vocoder auto-tune is for, this kind of track. And there's an appropriate place for it, and this is the perfect place for it. I love this track. I think it's fucking great. It's so, and it's like simply done too.
Yeah, I think the vocal effects really help like bring this all together because it just really feels tight. Like it all feels like it's intentional in this one because like the fun energy it has, the airiness.
Yeah, I feel like if they weren't vocoded, the song would not be as good. Like it would actually take away from the song. So
it adds to that like airy feel to the song, right?
Like I was listening to this morning on my way to work for this, right? And like this song came on, and I was at a stoplight, and I was just like, yeah.
I say like I don't remember this song from when I listened to this album for the first time because it's not a single or maybe I just don't remember. But yeah, when it came on, I was like, oh, all right,
whatever. It's a bop for fucking sure.
All right, what else? What else is good? There's a lot of like rock style tracks that I kind of
I would say like the first 3 tracks really are just kind of like idol rock songs.
Yeah. I do remember Fantastic Parade when it came out though, because it's produced by the guy from Key Talk, and I was kind of into Key Talk at the same time when this came out, and so I was like, oh, nice, you know, we got idols doing this style now. So this is one of the more memorable ones that I remember. I like that part where it's like dun, 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 that breakdown is cool.
Yeah, that little exactly that.
It's like halfway through the song-ish.
Yeah. The guitar solo on this one also a ripper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I was ever really into Key Talk very much, but listening to this for the review, like immediately it hit me that this sounds like the popular youth rock bands like Mrs. Green Apple or Kuso Kami or Key Talk even. For whatever reason, I was really, really picturing, imagining the dude from Frederick singing this song. Like the whole thing just really sounds like a Frederick song to me.
It was around that same time, right, where a lot of these types of bands kind of came up.
Yeah, exactly. It was just weird though, because listening to it and like listening to the girl sing it, for whatever reason, I could just hear the Frederick dude's, because he has a unique voice, right? I could just hear his voice singing it. Like, damn, dude, is this like a cover, or did Frederick cover the song and it's just like subconsciously in my head or something? I don't know, but and then when I was looking at the notes and stuff, I was like, the dude from Key Talk produced it. No wonder it has that youth rock sound. So it's fun, you know. It's a good idol rock song.
This one makes me want to throw my towel around, you know, just going along with the song.
I imagine, it'd be pretty hype live, you know.
Yeah.
Because of these sections where it's just like, There was which one is that? The Bye Bye My Days. Kind of slept on that one. But then again, I wasn't super into Yumemiru back then. Like I remember a lot of these being released.
Well, I think Bye Bye My Days was like right before we probably got into Yumemiru, because this is their first major label single.
Yeah, so this is very like J-rock, dude. Like
it's
anime.
It's very Scandal to me. It reminds me of a Scandal song,
right? Is it not like just when you think of a J-rock song?
Yeah, it's nice and airy. It's a somewhat uplifting chorus, you know. But yeah, it just really reminds me of a Scandal song. That's like all I could hear when I hear. My other thing, I think it's a little undermixed. Like the vocals are a little drowned out by the backing track. And I don't know, the piano. There's like a piano in there, but if you don't know it's there, you don't hear it like at all. So it's like the mixing is just a little off. There's like one part where everything drops out and the piano plays like 3 notes, and then it goes back into the instrumentation. It's like, dude, you can't hear this piano at all. So I don't know. But yeah, overall, it's a good song. It's a fun J-rock song.
Enjoyed the chorus to this.
The chorus is probably my favorite. Yeah, the
chorus is
my favorite part.
Yeah, easily.
But you know, like compared to the other tracks in this album, it's not like the most unique one. But it is, you know, like it's a solid like J-rock song.
What's your weakest song on the album, Josh?
I had a hard time. I was thinking about that.
I'm gonna say right now, the whole album slaps. It's a good album.
It's hard to point one out and be like, this one. Like you'd have to like really analyze each one and be like, because of this little reason, it might not be as strong, right?
Yeah, it's all like preference, I guess. You know.
True.
Yeah, I'd say we'd each have like different ones maybe, and like, yeah, because I can't like say like, oh, this one for sure, and I'm sure the other guys will say the same.
No, yeah, I don't have that. Like I have one for sure for me, but I wouldn't say that like, oh yeah, all three of us are gonna agree it's the weakest.
Yeah, like maybe mine might be Bye Bye My Days, just because again it sounds like a little like anime opening, stereotypical kind of J-rock, but I still enjoy it. You know, I still like the chorus a lot.
Right.
I want to say Idol Race. You know, it's kind of fat, kind of like almost kawaii metal, right? You know, gets pretty hard. Like guitars are all crunchy and stuff. And then they sing super fast, and I'm like, oh, why?
You don't want to sing along to this in karaoke?
I can't sing along to this.
Yeah, it's really high energy. It's very, very rock forward. Like you said, it is almost kawaii metal. Like I even had that thought probably like on my like third listen through for the review prep. I was God, dude, this is almost fucking kawaii metal-ish. Like it's almost there. The guitar is rocking though.
I think it's a little bit different.
The chorus is really catchy.
Yeah,
I think
the chorus.
Like, as fast as they sing in the verse parts, there's a little bit of that idle quirkiness to it, you know. But I feel like this is like I prefer all the other songs over this.
This is probably on my lower half for sure.
This is on my upper half.
Oh,
see, hey, you know,
but,
to each their own. I really like the part towards the end, the bridge with the mix. I was like, it's cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's perfect for the, you know, they do the whole mix for you
to open an album. It's pretty strong,
and it goes from the mix into the slowed down chorus where you would do your
exactly.
So I mean, it works really well as an idol rock song.
Mm-hmm. There's a little breakdown with like the instruments, and then goes to electronic, and then it comes back to the music with some chants. I really enjoy that part. I think that's the part that made it like upper half for me.
My weakest one is probably gonna be Otona Yarasete.
Oh, Anon, no.
Yeah, I think I really like the intro, like the first 15 seconds with that kind of Susumu glitch style thing going on. But then I actually find the rhythm really annoying. The rhythm of the synth, I find it really annoying.
Oh, this is kind of like
yeah. It's just I don't like it. The vocal melody is really nice though, which Enon is you know that's what Enon would do, right? The bass with the bass synth with the piano is nice too. But I feel like the mixing on this song is like really off. Like I feel like the vocals are really drowned out. And since I find the vocals to be the better part of this song, it turns it off for me. Like that rhythm synth thing is just so loud and obnoxious to me that I can't do it. It's probably the only song on the album that I really don't like and would like.
Oh damn, really? I
would probably skip it. If it just came on and like halfway through the song, I'm like, oh, it's that one song, I'd probably let it play out. But if I was like paying attention, like, oh shit, this song's coming. Especially because the next song is Rainbow Rain. Ooh.
Oh my god. That difference.
It's always darkest before the dawn, my guys.
There's like the energy's lower, right? Because it's more of like a cool, more kind of chill, you know, vibe. I do like the electronic style. The bass is cool.
The bass and the little piano part is really nice. It worked really well.
Yeah, like you're saying, I think the mixing is a little bit off because I feel like the string should have been a little bit more forward than it was. I feel like it's kind of like too drowned out.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like there's better parts of this song to put in the foreground instead of that weird synth. But that's just me. Like, there's still pluses to the song, but overall, I would feel it's the weakest.
I feel like I've heard like this style of music though, with like other like maybe more chica idols. I feel like this is popular with them. So if someone's watching and they're a fan of this, I don't know who to recommend right now, but maybe check out someone else.
You know them. You know who they are.
You already know.
Here's a song I want to bring up. Kuracchu Summer.
Dude, Clutch Summer is so good.
I remember when this came out, like we watched the music video. I was just kind of like, all right, Yumemiru's doing a summer style track, and I just left it there, listening to this album again. Slept on this so hard.
Right. I would say this is probably my second favorite song now, dude. It's so good.
Some good ass synth pop style bubblegum idol pop good
this
shit
is like
right
the one
here.
that screams idol for sure. Like all the elements in it, the magical feel in it, the high tension summer song, all just in there.
It's just that, but the arrangement is more like synth pop based, which is really nice.
We didn't talk about Koi no Effect Magic yet, but I feel like this song is like the love child of Rainbow Rain and Koi no Effect Magic. Because Koi no Effect Magic is, you know, your traditional fun idol pop, and Rainbow Rain has, we already talked vocal trance, house, electro pop, and you put them together and you get Kuracchu Summer, dude. It's got the best of both worlds. It's fun idol pop with the more electro trance elements. It's really fun and catchy. It's got the good chanting during the chorus on the hook and stuff, and that you could just that works well for the crowd.
I just wanted to yell while I was listening to it.
Yeah, it's just idol pop, you know, it's all positive and fun and shit like that.
There's little falsetto things at the end of their lines, which I can see some people not liking being like too like bubbly or too idly. But I mean, if you listen to it,
but that's
a couple
that's
times.
The style.
That's the style. That's like what people listen to it for.
Slept on that one.
It's so good.
It's a good track. It's a good track.
It's and like we were saying, it's probably the most traditional idol track on this album.
Let's talk about the other summer song, Summer Nude Adolescence. This is their sixth single, which is kind of a cover, but not really.
It's an interpolation.
A reconstruction, I guess, of a mid-90s hit.
Yeah, I feel like it's good on its own, but if you know the original, or even if you know the Yamapi version, this song like pales in comparison.
Oh, I have to listen to that then.
Which is probably the problem with me, because I do know both, and they're both so good, and then I listen to this, and I'm like, it's all right, but...
The original song is called Summer Nude by the Magokoro brothers. It was like released in the mid-90s. Pretty popular, like summer jam, like rock, funk style. And it's like been covered a bunch by other artists. So I thought when they released this initially, it was just going to be Summer Nude.
Like a straight cover, yeah.
But no, they changed it around. Like the only thing that's like the same is like the first line of the chorus.
And like the melody line, the that's like the only real...
Still have like the hints of the original arrangement with the horns and like the funky guitars, but I do like the arrangement. It's like it's kind of modernized, I guess, with a little bit more synth and electronic touches compared to the original. But yeah, I agree with RJ. If this is your first time just listening to the song by itself, it's a pretty good song, right?
Yeah. So I feel like Josh likes this song.
I liked it, but I feel like for me, it needed like a couple of listens to get into it fully. Like the chorus, I really like. You know, the horns, the brass melody. I think that's my favorite part of the song. Just the horn melody and the brass melody that goes behind the song.
That's probably the best thing about the song, which is why I wish they were popping a little more, maybe turned up a little more in the mix. Because I feel like you could stand to tone down the rhythm synth a little and like tweak up those horns, and it would make it just a little bit better as an overall feel. But yeah, I mean, it is a good song. It is enjoyable.
The unfortunate thing for me is that I know the original, how it goes. So like when they start singing the chorus part, I just expect it to go like how the original one does. And then when it doesn't, I'm like, oh.
We're cursed by it. This is a case where ignorance is bliss, man.
I'll have to take a listen to that. Maybe I'll compare it. Maybe I'll think this one's better than the other one because I heard it first. You never know. Or maybe the other one, the original is just good.
It is a bop, dude. The Yamapi version too.
check out the original one. It's called Summer Nude.
What about Koi no Effect Magic?
Yeah, this is a really fun and happy song. Again, it's like idol specific. And then like even like little details in there, like the little boops with little different frequencies in there in the background, little textures in there. It's really nice. And then the mixing for the song I actually really enjoy. Like you hear the low frequencies and then they like go around your head this way and everything, and then they go back. And then like even like the mixing of the vocals, how they mix them together is really a good use of space, I think. Like I recommend definitely headphones with this one.
I really like the twinkles. It's like, oh yeah.
I think this is Yeah, it's really energetic. I think it's like a good traditional fun idol pop song. It's really fun and catchy. I feel like if you like idols in general, you'll probably just like this song.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like if you're an idol fan, this is the kind of song that you'll dig. There's lots of, that buzzy synth, and it just has that perfect pacing and structure that idol fans like look for in a song, right? It has like all the places where you can do your chant, or you can do your what's a gay or whatever you want to do. It just works really well. The chorus is really catchy. It's a good shit, man.
All right. How about we go to the last one of Mai Gene? What do you guys think?
Mai Gene.
Yeah, Mai Gene. It's short for my generation.
This song's pretty cool. It's like this rock with really funky grooves. It's got a lot of that rock and roll attitude, I thought. And it's like, And then there's the chants too. Kind of call and response with the verse sections, right?
Yeah, originally when I heard the song before this, I thought that would be a good song to end the album on. And then when this song came on, I was like, I kind of wish the other one. But then the song kept on going, and I was like, okay, I'm glad this was included as the last song in here.
Yeah, I think it's just a fun, funky idol rock song, dude. The call and response stuff, the chants, everything just works really well. Even though it's not my favorite song on the album, I think it might be the best like produced song. Like everything just works really well. It's all it all fits together really well. All the little ad libs and the the things that say underneath the beat, over the yells they do over the chorus, etc. Here and there, it all works really well together. And I think it's. I remember when the song came out, we were pretty into it. Boy mentioned the PV for Leadership earlier. I really remember the PV for My Generation because it reminds me of like kind of like Magic rock and roll, where it's like, oh, they're all just like fucking around, having a good time, and they're just like partying. They're like just partying in the school. It's one of those ones where the camera's like right here on them, and like you just see shit in the background, and they're all like dancing around in the camera. It's really fun PV. I really remember this.
Let's give a shout out to the bass in the song. The bass is pretty good in the song.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so this is produced by Okamoto Sho, and Okamoto is the band, and like who has the bass player who's like really good at slap, and so it's probably him.
I can see this being really, really good with crowds. Everyone's shaking their towel with this one as well.
Like the verse parts are like really interactive, right? Like they sing a line, and then there's the hey heys, right? So it's like back and forth. Be pretty fun live.
Well, that's all the songs. So how about we go ahead and give our scores? Who wants to go first?
So I'm gonna give this album a 9.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's really good. Like every song, even though I don't like Otona Yarasete that much, it's still a decent song. And for that to be the weakest song, like all the other tracks, like I don't really have much negative thing to say. It's just really good. It's a good mix of, idol music. You got your idol rock, you got your funk and disco, you got your pop, you got your electro. It's a really good mix. And each genre they do well. They represent well. And that can be hard to do for an idol group. You might find an idol group that does a lot of different genres, but it's like, their wheelhouse really is like rock or something, and then they'll do some pop stuff. It's usually not as good. But I feel like everything they do on this is just really, really good. I think it's buoyed by the fact that it is a best album, so you get a lot of the poppin' singles and stuff. And also they worked with a lot of really good producers that we mentioned earlier. And we always like to see musicians from rock and just from other genres, just like really high profile musicians produce for idols. I always love to see that. I always think it's really cool for them to put their own sound into it. So everything's just really good about this album. It's a fun listen. Go listen to it. We listened to the standard version. There is an extended one that has like 3 more tracks on it. And those tracks are really good too. Yeah, ultimately, it's just a really good album. I feel like if you just like idols, you'll probably just like this album. Maybe you won't like it as much as I did, but you'll probably still enjoy it enough to keep it on rotation. It's a good album. It's a really good album. 9 out of 10.
I'll give this an 8 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. A lot of high energy tracks. This is like literally their best songs, at least from, this period up until this point. So, it's bound to be a pretty good one. I just remember like a lot of these singles coming out But listening to them all together in an album, it's gained a better appreciation for a lot of them. As mentioned before, I slept on a lot of these tracks, but like revisiting them, it's like, yeah, they're actually a lot better than I initially thought. So, but of course, the Min-Me produced tracks are still the best. They have not released anything better. Maybe the closest thing they got was Nisen Kiss Kiss, which is like two years after this album came out. But they're like a pretty orthodox style idol group. But the fact that they work with a lot of different producers is like their biggest strength. And there's a lot of other idol groups that does this also, like Stardust groups, like Ebichu and stuff like that. So I feel like musically these types of groups are the best because it's a bunch of different collaborations going on. That's one of the funner parts for me when listening to idols albums. But yeah, this is a best of in the end, and it's not like a new original album. So I'll give it an 8.
All right, so I didn't go to any events. I haven't been following the group. I didn't know who any of the members were. So as my unbiased recommendation, I give this 9 out of 10. I think that's like the third 9 out of 10 that I've given.
Damn.
Really enjoyable album. Songs are all really strong. Like, I can't point to one and be like, yes, this is obviously the worst one. Like, all of them are solid. Like, minimum is solid. And that's a lot to say about an album. Like, all of them are like in the same sphere, because it all sounds like one cohesive album, but they all take different elements of different genres and mix it into their sound, which I think is really interesting. And they're able to do really well, which is, just hard to do, because usually you hear an idol group have an album and then have like, oh, here's this like really rock sound one that doesn't sound like us, but like there's some singing in there that kind of sounds like us. But in this case, it's all cohesive and tight, and the mix for most of them is really strong, and just overall, just solid. If you're watching this first and haven't decided to actually listen to this, I definitely recommend listening to this one for sure. 9 out of 10.
That's high scores. What is the total?
The total is 8.6, but we round up here, and that is a 9.
Oh,
Look at that.
It's one of the highest rated
scores.
ones. So
Yeah, dude.
I think we only have 2 other ones, right? That are 9 out of 10?
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Nice.
Lyrical School
Nice.
and Baby Metal.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Look at
In
that.
the upper echelon.
This is
It's funny because it's we were talking about like wanting to be traditional idol. The other two that have the high scores are very genre.
Yeah.
Metal album
Yeah,
and
there
a
you go.
rap
This
album.
one. This
Well,
one right here.
that says a lot
Now we
about
have
this
a
one.
traditional.
Uh-huh. All right, then. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like down below. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on this album. Do you think it deserves a high enough rating for it to be S tier 9 out of 10? Let us know down below. But if you want to catch the next video, go ahead and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time.